ANC and the DA in court today over the so-called Nkandla SMS the opposition sent out to voters. The ANC wants the court to force the DA to comply with a provision in the Electoral Act that prohibits publishing false information. The SMS reads as follows. The Nkandla report shows how Zuma stole your money to build his 246 million home. Vote DA on 7 May to beat corruption. Together for change. Now, the case will be heard in the South Gauteng High Court this morning. For some analysis on this, I'm joined in studio by legal expert Tshiamo Sidumedi from Mncedisi Ndlovu and Sidumedi Attorneys. Tshiamo, thank you very much for coming in this morning.
Thank you so much, brother. Good morning as well.
This kind of interesting behavior or electioneering that's happening currently, is it within the Electoral Act?
Brother, as you correctly quoted, the Electoral Act, Section 89 to be specific, it prohibits persons from making statements which, one, they know to be false, or on reasonable grounds, you don't believe that those facts are true. So I think that prescribes the framework within which political statements must be made. So all of the political parties must comply with that provision in whatever utterances which they make in their
would the ANC be justified to feel hard done by, so to speak, to feel aggrieved by that SMS? If
you look at that, there would be merit in the ANC feeling aggrieved for the following reasons. The Public Practice Report has not, okay, let's first look at the SMS itself. It says, Zuma stole your money to build a house in Nkandla. So that presupposes that was an intention to steal or appropriate money from the coffers to build a house. Now, at this stage, there's no finding by the public protector as to whether, one, Zuma has stolen money, or there's no court that has actually said that the conduct of the president at this stage amounts to stealing. So from that perspective, to an extent that there is no finding on stealing, that's where I'm assuming the ANC is basing their, or is mounting their court application.
Is the South Gauteng High Court the appropriate place to be dealing with this, or should it go to the IEC?
It should actually go to the Electoral Court. Because if you look at the Act, the Electoral Act governs the conduct of parties during elections. So it might be an interesting argument to see whether would the South Gauteng Court have jurisdiction to actually entertain this issue, but you never know. There might have been good reasons why the ANC chose to go to the South Gauteng Court.
But an electoral court would be able to deal with such matters.
They would have been able to deal with such issues as well.
Yeah, and the IEC itself as an institution wouldn't be getting involved in how to guide political parties between now and the 7th of May on that code of conduct as well, that I think many of the parties are signatories to.
Yes, I mean, that's the whole idea of IEC being there to provide this code of conduct. Now, the presumption is that all those who are signatory to the document would comply. But again, it's a debatable issue. I mean, I'm assuming if you look at the DA's version, I read in one of the papers that the defenses which they want to raise is one of fair comment. Fair comment is one of the defenses that you find in the law of defamation, to say if the comment is a reasonable inference from the facts that are on the table, then such comments are justified, even though they might not necessarily be true.
Yeah, but maybe the ANC feels there's an unfair electioneering comment here, because they are saying stole the money to build a private home, vote us on the 7th of May.
Correct, yes. Hence I'm saying, if you look at the DA's defense, is that that comment constitutes fair comment. Now, fair comment is a recognized defense in the law of defamation in the country. We can say if the judge can find that the comment that you've made is a fair comment within those prescripts, then you are justified in uttering such comment.
But it looks like the ANC is looking for some kind of censure here, some legal censure against the DA. Hence, they're taking it to the South Gauteng High Court. Well, they're not looking for any kind of fair comment accommodation.
Well, that's where the courts come in to actually make an adjudication as to whether it was justifiable for the DA to make that fair comment.
Yeah. If you were advising any political party now, Tshiamo, ahead of the elections, what would you say to them? Stay away from any possibility of defamation. Focus on your facts around what your voters should support.
Ideally, yes, but the world of legal arena and the world of politicking, they always diverge in some instances. I mean, that's why there's this electoral court to make an adjudication as to whether that convergence is really outside the framework of the law.
Yeah, but in a way, it's very interesting that parties themselves are turning to the courts. So our court system seems to be very working. I mean, as a lawyer yourself, you like to hear that people are using the right legal processes when they have a dispute.
Those are the benefits of having a constitutional democracy, actually. That confirms that indeed we've got a very, very robust judiciary in our country where people can just go and educate their matters there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what else happens in the next coming weeks. That's legal expert Tsiamo Sidumedi on that famous SMS now by the DA, which will be in court today. The ANC has taken it to court at the South Gauteng High Court.
Know more. eNCA.com